everybody. Welcome back to the OJ podcast. I'm Olivia, that's Jamie, and today we're going to be kind of switching up our sports a little bit, and we're talking about the NFL. Now, I don't think either of us watch too much football, so...
I haven't been a football fan since elementary school, which was,
I'm more recent
what,
than you.
10 years ago? I think. I don't know ages.
Well,
yeah, it was 10.
Yeah.
It was like 11 when you're in 7th grade, or 6th grade.
I would say I watched football when the Pats were good. So for the first, I want to say, 18 years of my life, I would consider myself a football fan. Because that's, I mean, I lived through the Patriots dynasty as a Patriots fan. So obviously, everyone talked about it. And I remember, like, after a Super Bowl would happen, we'd always get the day off for a snow day or something, which was really cute and fun. I don't know if it was coincidence or what, but we always had the day off. So that was really fun. And so I would say, like, I have knowledge on how the sport works.
Yes.
Well, in terms of this season...
Do I remember what teams are good or not? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know names. I know some quarterbacks.
One of the funniest things I did was I initially just kind of went through which conference, like, every team is in. I obviously ranked them 1 through 4 in their conference, or division, or it's division, right? Or conference. What's the smallest one?
And then division.
Smallest one, division. Okay, division. And I then went to go look at, like, last year's bracket, and I went, oh, shoot, I put some of these in the most wrong spot in the world. But
it's okay.
We're just going with it.
Things change in football, too, because sometimes a team that you expect to be really bad turns out to be, like, decent. Then a team you expect to be really good gets injured, and suddenly they're the worst team at the conference. So it depends. All I know is I did some research, and I stumbled across a really funny YouTuber who, like, pretends to be the team of every sport.
I think
so I went down a massive rabbit hole of that. So all my knowledge is coming from, shout out Tom Grossi, or Grossi, however you pronounce his last name, on YouTube, because I am single-handedly going off your interpretation of the Commanders for some of my interpretations. But in all actuality, we do preface, like, our other social medias as unsolicited sports advice, and I would say this definitely falls under that category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I did divisions. I also did kind of who would be the top in each conference. I didn't do the full order of the conference. I was too lazy.
Yeah, I can kind of show you what I did, and if you're on video, you can kind of follow along.
Oh, we did similar. Oh my god, we did almost the same thing.
I did them all, and then I put who from each, who I thought would be the best of each division of the 4 division teams, and then I ranked who would be the best of the wild cards.
Okay. So we did the same exact thing, actually, without coordination.
Okay.
I did do a bracket, obviously, who I think will win.
I did too, but I didn't want to show my playoff bracket.
They couldn't see a thing.
Of my notes.
Okay. Which one do we
start with the AFC?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We'll start in the East. I go Bills, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins.
I have the exact order. So I say we go into who we think will be wild card after we go through everybody. Dolphins are just supposed to be bad based on all my research this year.
I just hate Florida.
And then I put the Pats above the Jets because the Pats are supposed to be a bit better this year, but I think the Pats and Jets will both sit roughly around 500. So, and then I imagine Miami being more around like 300%.
The Jets, just because they took Aaron Rodgers, even though Aaron Rodgers isn't there anymore, I don't like them, so, meh.
She's from Wisconsin.
Well,
so she has
after a while, I stopped liking Aaron Rodgers, too. So, like, when he left, that was a good thing. So.
Yeah, the Patriots are supposed to be a lot better this year. I know we got some signings. But the first game, which I kind of watched, I was more on my phone, but I was in the room for some of it. The first game, I know we looked okay in the first half, and then we kind of fell apart against the Raiders in the second. So, you know, it seems potentially promising, but I have no faith in them. And then the Bills have been the best team in the conference for a few years, or the division. Division, one of the top in the conference.
Yeah.
So I expect them to be the top. AFC West?
Yeah, I did Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Which I know the Broncos are supposed to be better than what I think, but I went Denver.
So I switched the Broncos and Raiders.
Okay.
Chiefs, obviously, I think Chiefs were in the Super Bowl last year, unless I'm making stuff up.
Yes, it was Chiefs Eagles again.
Good. They lost. They have probably the greatest or second, third greatest quarterback in the league. They have good receivers. Chargers are supposed to be a lot better this year, so that's why I put them second. I have no trust in the Chargers, though, because there's a saying in football called chargering it, where they just blow games at the end. So I have no faith in them to actually win games if they charger it. But I hear they have a better coach. The Broncos were better than the Raiders last year.
Yeah. Once again, I went Denver and put them at the bottom. And the Chargers, I went pretty colors. You're gonna find a trend. I know who should be top, and anything after that,
and you just
it's just gone.
Alright. AFC North?
Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
Yep. Bingo. Browns, one of the worst teams in the league for years. I expect them to do horrible. Ravens were pretty good last year. I like the Bengals, even though they're in Ohio, and I hate Ohio. But Tigers are cool.
Tigers are
cool. I like their quarterback.
Yeah.
So if they had an offensive line, I think they'd do a lot better.
Yeah.
And then Steelers have Aaron Rodgers, who I kind of expect to blow up the team.
So real. So real for that.
He's gonna get hurt, and all the money they paid him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's still even in the league.
Honestly, I'm shocked they took him, but I guess the Steelers needed a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the team? Have you been seeing this? What was the team that had... he used to play in the NFL and then decided to become a math teacher, and then he came back as a kicker last weekend? What team was that?
I have no idea.
Do you not know this story? Oh, yeah.
No.
Some guy was in the league for like 20 years as a kicker, or he might have been another position, but then a team was so injured that they needed a kicker, and they brought him back, and he was like people's math teacher.
I've heard there's a lack of kickers this year. I heard there were like 3 teams that were like out of kickers or something.
That's crazy.
So I don't know what's going on.
I got this. Put me in.
I can kick a ball. Honestly, though, get a cheerleader in there, have her kick the ball. She's probably better than all the men anyway.
Probably.
All right. AFC South?
Colts, Jaguars, Texans, Titans.
We are different.
Oh, really?
We are different. Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Titans.
I do remember the Texans being good last year, but then I went Texas.
Real. Texans were good last year, for one. And two, you know the YouTuber guy I mentioned? His Texans character is the funniest thing ever. And they're supposed to be good again. So I just put them on top because I like the theme song of Stroud's, who's one of their players. And then Colts has Indiana Jones, though, which did make me want to move them over the Jags because Indiana Jones is a really funny name for one of your players. But I think the Jags are supposed to be better. I don't have a lot of faith in
If
Indiana.
I'm correct, I just think their quarterback is ugly.
The
Jaguars, yeah.
I just look him up. I have no clue what he looks like.
He's either Jaguars or Dolphins. Either one of those two.
Florida. Jamie doesn't like Florida.
No.
No. So
Yeah.
we're different in that one.
Yeah.
I guess we stay here and we go through who we think would be clinched by in week 1 of the playoffs. I gave it to the Bills.
Oh God. Well, wait, what? Oh, you got the bye, so who's first? So Bills.
So who's first?
Bills.
Okay, yeah. So I think they'll have the best record because they are in a weaker division than a lot of the other teams, and they're really good.
Yeah.
And then I have Chiefs second, Ravens third, Texans fourth.
So I have the Chiefs and the Ravens flopped just because the Chiefs lost their first game. And Colts, which is my top for the South, I have as fourth.
Yeah. And then for the wild card,
this is where it's gonna go crazy.
I have Chargers in first.
Okay, I do too.
Okay. I have Broncos second.
I have Bengals second.
I have Bengals in third.
And then I have the Steelers in third.
I don't think that's a bad shout either. I think the West probably has the best teams of this conference. Mm-hmm. But the thing with having the best teams in the conference is that you'll have to play each other. Mm-hmm. So I do think there is a chance that they have a harder schedule. They get knocked out. Steelers go in. And in that case, I would remove the Broncos. I think the Chargers are going to make it. But I do think the Broncos are better than the Steelers. And I have no faith in Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So I put them
fair enough.
Instead. But we're pretty in sync, actually.
Oh, yeah. We only have two different. So... And they're, like, bottom fourth.
Our South predictions are different. But, like, they don't impact too much.
No. Now the one I care more about.
Well, okay, I guess you're in a team that's in the NFC. I've always just looked at the AFC more, because that's where I'm located, and that's my bracket.
I know.
But I get what you're saying.
I know a lot about the NFC.
Do you want to lead it then?
Okay. So for East, I have Eagles, Commanders, Giants, Cowboys.
I have Cowboys and Giants swapped, but otherwise, Eagles, Commies. I wrote them as Commies every time, by the way, to shorten them. Sorry, Commanders.
Well, I put the Cowboys last because supposedly the trade they made with the Packers is the worst trade in history.
I was going to put them in last, actually. And then I was showing my dad my bracket after I made it to make sure I wasn't, like, horrifically wrong on any takes. And he went, the Cowboys, Micah Parsons was defense, right? They still have a pretty high-scoring offense, according to him. So he thinks they'll win games just because they're able to score. And he said the Giants, quote-unquote, suck.
Yeah.
So
in the beginning, I literally have it, like, where I flipped them, but then I went, Cowboys, and put them down. So those ones easily could be switched around. Doesn't change much.
I don't think the Cowboys or Giants are getting into the playoffs.
No. That's why it doesn't change much.
Maybe a different story. Sorry, Commies, as I wrote them.
Anyways.
They're in Washington, for one, which is just, they're there. And then they're called the Commanders, which you can easily shorten to the Commies. And they're in DC, so, like, how could you not make the political joke? I mean, come on.
Anyways, NFC West. I think this is where mine's pretty flopped around. 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks. That's why I said I'm pretty sure I'm pretty flopped around.
Mine was kind of weird for the West, too. In fairness, they're not supposed to be a good conference.
That's my problem.
Anyway. Yeah. I went Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals.
See, weren't the Cardinals good last year? Or I'm just like...
I don't think so.
Was it I just went...
They were okay.
I think I just went, Cardinals. I was a Cardinal in high school. And then I put the 49ers on top because I like San Francisco.
Well, the Niners, if they are not injured, I think will be on top of the conference. But the first 5 games, they are super injured. And then if they don't heal right or if someone else gets hurt, you already know they're going in injured. So, like, it could just stay really bad for this year. Now, if they heal, I can see them moving up.
And you want
the Seahawks there.
Want to hear?
I like the Seahawks.
Want to hear my Seahawks story of why they're down there?
Why?
So, Seahawks Packers was a big rivalry. I think it was a Super Bowl. I don't think we won. I think the Seahawks.
Not a Super Bowl. It would have been a playoff game.
Oh, yeah, it would have been, duh. But whatever.
Yeah.
It was a big rivalry when the Seahawks used to be good. Same with when the Packers were better. But there was a guy in school. This is back in elementary school when I did pay attention. Where he liked the Seahawks, and because he liked the Seahawks, and I didn't like him. I can't.
Just decided to hate them.
Yeah. The only thing the Seahawks got going for them is my two favorite colors is their colors.
You know why I like the Seahawks?
Because of the colors? Yeah.
The purple is pretty. But also, I just think the name Seahawks is really cool. So, again, this division doesn't have a lot of logic. The Cardinals, I've never had faith in because every time they've done well, they've always blown it in the back half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Rams, I put because they've been pretty, decent. They won a Super Bowl a few years back. I kind of have faith in their organization to be decent. And then Niners, I just think they're injured, and if they continue to be injured, I don't see them winning. So I have some logic, other than Seahawks pretty. But I think the fans will win.
Okay. We're gonna skip the North. We're doing that one last.
Okay.
Because I know I'm gonna ramble about my thoughts and opinions.
Okay. Well, the North is probably the hardest league.
Yes.
Division, in the entire league. So,
and I'm gonna have thoughts. The South, because that one my North is correct and no one can tell me otherwise. My South, I have Buccaneers, Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
I have Buccaneers as well. I have Falcons second, Panthers third, Saints fourth. Saints are supposed to be horrific this year.
That's another one where it's just they kind of all suck.
Oh yeah, they're all bad. So this can kind of go any way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
But the Buccaneers are going to win with a 500 record.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have to accept it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, the North. I have Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
I have Bears last as well.
Oh, you have
I go Lions, Vikings, Packers.
I think the Lions had their run last year and they're done. They're toast. I think they are through. They lost to the Packers already. I think
the thing is with the Lions,
they lost the first game in the playoffs. They lost to the Packers, so their past two games have been losses.
Well, the thing with the Lions is that they've maintained a lot of their team. They just lost their offensive coordinator. So I think it might take them a second to kick it into high gear, but their team has been shown to be pretty good the last few years.
Well, that's why I have them at second.
Yeah. Well, the thing, okay, I think, I'm going to just say this bluntly, I think the Lions, Vikings, and Packers are all making the playoffs.
Oh, I already have them all making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this will be a very close division regardless. I think the Vikings are just weirdly good, but they always blow it in the playoffs.
They blow it,
yeah,
and that's why I have no faith.
And then I have the Packers in third because even though they pulled off this good trade and their team's pretty good, I do think they're more inexperienced.
I think Love.
So I think that will cause them to have a lower record.
Jordan Love has finally he's had his couple years. It's now his time to shine. If you go,
also I went to school in Wisconsin, and I take any opportunity now to put the Packers down that I can.
Yeah.
So I need to do this.
It's more of the fact of just based off of Packers quarterback history and how they have been doing the quarterbacks for the past 3 quarterbacks. Love is in his moment where this is now his time, it's his moment, and I just think it's gonna pull through.
Again, I'm not gonna argue. I just think this division in particular can go any way.
Oh yeah. The last time, once again, we had a quarterback, and then suddenly we had a good defensive trade. Whatever position Micah Parsons in, that same position in the past, we immediately went through. So I'm going based off of past history. because I know
That's my job. I'm the history major.
Yeah, but you don't know Packers history.
Never bothered to learn, in all
You
fairness.
know
right.
Patriots history.
Yeah. We had Aaron Hernandez who murdered people. So, like, fun history.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Who do we think is
grew
first?
Up close to where I live, actually.
That's not good.
He's from Connecticut. Everyone's close.
Yeah, that is true.
I think he's from Connecticut.
You can drive across your state in like an hour.
Let me double check now. Yep, he's from Bristol.
Yeah, you can drive across your state in an hour. It takes me 5.
It takes 2 hours.
From which end? Wait, we going up and down or side to side? Why is both the same? Up and down, isn't it smaller?
Across is further than 2. Across will probably be 2.5, 3. Up and down is 2. Honestly, closer to an hour and a half.
If I go up and down, that is 6 hours. Across is 5.
It might be closer to an hour and a half. I can get to where I need to go pretty quick.
Anyways, who do we think is getting first in the division? Eagles. Yep. I then went.
I hate the Eagles too, so it pisses me off.
I'm going full pride here, and I put Packers second.
I put Lions second.
Okay, so we both were like that division is second.
Will be second, yeah. Eagles just are in an easier division, so I think they'll have more wins.
Just because of who I put in the West as top, I think the Buccaneers will go third.
Same.
Oh, okay. And then
which means Rams in fourth.
And then it's 49ers for me in fourth. This is my favorite part.
Ours is different. Okay.
My wild card 1, Lions.
Mine is the Vikings.
My wild card 2, Vikings.
Nope, I have the Commies.
So those are my third.
Okay. So my logic is I think that division's going to be really hard. So I have the Packers in third. I still have them making it, but I think they will kind of take each other out a little bit. And because I think the Vikings will be better than the Packers, I think they'll get a game over on the Packers.
I think
the Commanders will sneak on it.
I think last year it was wild card 1 and wild card 3 was the Vikings and the Packers. So like that makes sense to do it like that. But I was like, I'm doing NFC North dominance.
Pride. Yeah, I think they'll be good. I stand by my 1, 2, 3 though. I also really like calling the Commanders the Commies, and
You're having so much fun with this.
I really am. I giggle to myself every time I wrote it down.
Oh my god. Okay. On to our playoff brackets.
Okay, I need to zoom in because I wrote this.
I did put a lot of logic for who goes to the end here. Anything else is pure vibes.
Trust my opinion. Are we going to knock out the AFC first and then go into the NFC, or do you want to do all of round 1, all of round 2?
I think we should do all of round 1, all of round 2.
Okay.
All
right. So how about I lead AFC, you lead when we switch into NFC? Because that's where our teams are?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how you have it organized. I just stole a bracket from online.
Yeah,
so
mine's just a normal bracket.
As you move through, second lowest seed and second highest seed play for the winner of round 1. And then the lowest seed and the best seed plays.
Wait, what? I did... Wild card 1 goes against 4th place. So 5th and 4th.
No, okay, yeah. So wild card 1 goes against 4th for the round 1.
Yeah.
Wild card 3 and division winner 2 go against each other. Wild card
2 and 3.
Division winner 3 go against each other. But when you move on, it's the second lowest seed versus the second highest seed. And then it's the lowest seed versus the best seed.
Wait, second lowest seed? Oh, yeah. Well, I just went wild card 1 and wild card 4 go into whoever's first. Whoever wins that game.
I think I'm just overcomplicating it.
You are really overcomplicating this.
Yeah, I was trying to make it clear, but I think I just made it harder.
I think we have it correct. I just used a normal bracket.
Yeah. All right, let's do wild card 2 and division 1 or 3 first.
Okay. So I have that would be Bengals versus Chiefs for me. We have a different order.
I'm confusing myself. I'm so sorry. Okay. So wild card 2, division winner 3?
Yes.
Okay. Lock back in. I'm good.
And I have Bengals and Chiefs.
My bracket is so stupidly complicated for me to read. Because I tried to justify it.
Mm-hmm. So what is yours?
It's Broncos versus Ravens.
There you go.
I got there eventually.
So I have the Chiefs winning mine and moving on.
I have the Ravens winning over the
Okay.
Broncos. I think they'll be at home, so they have home field for the Ravens. And also, I can't let Denver get any further.
Yeah. My thing is just Chiefs has the kind of history right now. They've been in the past 3 Super Bowls,
Yeah. Don't worry. Moving on to talk about the Chiefs for me on my end. For wild card 3 and division winner 2, it's the Bengals versus the Chiefs, which I think is what you just said.
Yep.
I have the Chiefs winning.
We just have it in a different place. Whereas I have Steelers versus Ravens with the Ravens moving on.
Perfect. So the Ravens and Chiefs are playing in round 2
Yep.
regardless. We just have the order slightly switched.
Yep.
Okay. And then Chiefs, they have the history. Even though I like the Bengals, I have a lot more faith in a playoff tested team.
Yeah.
For wild card 1 and division winner 4, I have the Chargers versus the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I might switch it right now, actually. I'm going to switch it to the Texans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I also...
Mainly because I find them funny.
Mine's Chargers versus Colts, with the Colts moving on. Which is the same way yours, we just have different division leaders for the South.
On my bracket that I made earlier, I put the Chargers, but I can imagine the Chargers having an amazing season and blowing it like they always do. So I'm now giving it to the Texans because that thought popped in my head, and I realized I have more faith in Texans. Also, I think they want to be better than the Cowboys, and them making the second round of the playoffs so the Cowboys miss it again is just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go into NFC. Which is Jamie's league.
So, wild card 2 versus 3 is Vikings versus Buccaneers for me.
I have Commanders / Commies versus the Buccaneers.
Yeah. And so, just because I think the North is the better division and the South kind of sucks, I have the Vikings moving on even though they're the wild card.
I have the wild card moving on as well. I have the Commanders moving on versus the Bucks. Commanders are, I wouldn't say they're they're in a stronger conference, even though the bottom 2 teams aren't great.
Mm-hmm.
So they're better, and also Commanders have been better the last couple of years than the Bucks. I mean, even though the Bucks are the best of that division, sucks. So I think the Commanders are moving on.
I just realized I did my bracket wrong. Wait,
what happened?
I don't know.
What did you do?
It's my Wisconsin brain thought I said the Packers would be first and not the Eagles, even though I clearly have it stated as the Eagles as 1. Which means,
Really?
I wanted the Lions-Packers lineup, but this is fine.
My bracket on top to now have the Texans.
Okay, then I'll go back to normal.
It doesn't change too much, but I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah. It goes back to being what I thought it was going to be, but I really wanted the Packers versus Lions in the playoffs, and this way you don't get it, but whatever.
You should have made your entire bracket angle around that.
I think I subconsciously did with putting the Packers in first instead of the Eagles, and then I went, wait. So, wildcard 3 versus second. I have the Commanders versus the Packers, but I have the Packers moving on.
Okay. I have wildcard 3 as the Packers, and I have division winner 2 as the Lions, right? So I did set up a Packers-Lions game because I wanted a Packers-Lions
See, we both did.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling you're going to give it to the team that's going to blow it, and we both know it.
Who do you think I'm going to pick?
Lions.
Wrong.
Oh, you did pick the Packers? I'm actually a little shocked.
The Lions will be the better team in the regular season, and I think the Packers will be a better team in the postseason.
That's a fair thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I gave it to the Packers.
Yeah. Okay. So we both have the Vikings and the Packers still going to the next round. Is that the next game? Or no, you have Commanders.
I haven't mentioned the Vikings yet. I have Commanders.
Yep.
But Packers would be playing Eagles in my bracket because they're the lowest team.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then I have wildcard 1 versus 4, which is Lions and 49ers, but I have the Lions moving on, even though they're wildcard. Okay.
So for me, it's Vikings versus Rams, and I think it's pretty obvious. I think the Vikings will move on.
NFC dominance.
Yeah, I think the Lions are going to have another disappointing season. Shout out Annika, whose life motto is, the Lions will always blow it. Have no faith in them. I have taken her advice, and I have no faith in them. However, if they do good, I'm laughing in her face, and I had complete faith in them the entire time.
You want to know what's the funny thing? This is the funniest thing. So, most people probably also, maybe people watch our other videos, but our other videos are mostly F1. And so, Oscar Piastri, one of the F1 drivers, my favorite one, did his own, bracket thing. And, the worst thing of it is he thought the Cowboys would do better than the Packers. And he just thought the Cowboys would go into the wild cards.
Does he watch football?
He said kind of. They keep making him do sports that he, sort of pay attention to.
He watches cricket, and that's it.
Yeah. But this man put Cowboys going in through the wild card. That is the worst. And the Packers nor the Vikings didn't go through. And I went...
Both of them?
Both of them. And I went, Oscar, you're severely doubting the Midwest. Severely. And then
he's Australian, that was the joke.
And then he said the Lions are gonna win the Super Bowl. And in my head I go, no they're not. Annika says they always lose. And then when the Packers beat the Lions on Monday, I went, Oscar, you got it wrong already.
But yeah, so just to summarize, moving on in the NFC, I have the Commanders and Packers and Vikings. So let's go back to the AFC.
Whereas I have the Lions, Vikings, and Packers. All NFC North.
You wanted all 4?
All of them.
Okay.
Well, the Commanders are going against the Packers, and I just don't think they'll beat the Packers, so.
That's fair. I had them versus the Bucs, so I think it's very reasonable.
That's a more reasonable one.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the AFC for round 2. Numero 2. So it would be the second lowest seed versus the second highest seed, so the 2 middle seeds left.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be, for me, the Ravens versus the Chiefs.
Yep.
I have the Chiefs winning. I think the AFC is very set.
I have the Ravens winning. Because they did so well in the playoffs last year and the whole season. And I think the Chiefs are in their downfall era as of, losing the Super Bowl last year, too. And losing their first game.
Downfall era? Aren't they supposed to be in their engagement era?
I hate you. I hate you. They lost their first game this season. They lost the Super Bowl. I think they're done for. I think
they are also going to be entering a slow, progression downward. I don't think that progression ends in the second round, though. I think they're going to get worse from the third round.
But no, I think Mahomes is just not on his A game lately, and I think they're in their downfall. So.
Okay.
And I think the Ravens are in
she has
going
Ravens,
up.
I have Chiefs.
Yeah.
The thing is, for football, is it's one game. So literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
Because if you blow one game, you're out. So honestly, like, we could have a surprise where, like, the Bengals go through and are in the Super Bowl and do. And then for the lowest seed versus the best seed in the AFC, it's the Texans versus the Bills. I have the Bills moving on.
Mine's the Colts versus the Bills, and I have the Bills moving on.
I think Bills are very clearly one of, if not the best team in the East, or the AFC, sorry, and in the East. But I think they have been kind of the team that, there's a thing in sports where you, like, kind of wait your turn to go in, and I think they're reaching that point right now. You know, their quarterback's amazing. Their team's really solid and put together.
Well, did you see the...
I like watching them jump through tables.
Well,
so, you know, I'm okay
the
with
Ravens... Wasn't it Ravens versus Bills? The Bills won by 1 point, and it was a kick?
They had a crazy comeback, I think, yeah. Or I might be wrong, but...
I know it was the Bills. I think it was the Ravens as the other team, and it was won by a kick. A really good one. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the Bills will be very good, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
NFC
time.
So, the bottom two. I have Vikings versus Packers.
I have Vikings versus Commanders.
And I think the Packers are going to move on.
I have the Commanders moving on.
Oh, not fair. Vikings blow it. Minnesota blows it. That is
exactly
Minnesota blows it.
Every time, without fail, they will have the best record in the entire league, and they will still lose in the playoffs. I have no faith in them. They are going, and you know what? I think Commanders are just kind of running on, like, la-di-da-di-da vibes ever since they fired their owner, or the owner left or whatever. And I think the Commanders are going to good vibes their way through the playoffs. All it takes is one game, and the Vikings are going to blow it. Without fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have Eagles versus Lions. This is the Lions' downfall, and the Eagles will win.
I have Eagles versus Packers. I think it'll be the Packers' downfall. Eagles will go through.
Which makes sense. I'm not surprised by that.
So basically, I think the best conference, or the best league in the entire NFL is going to
blow it.
Yeah. They're going to be so tired fighting each other that they're just knocked out. So back to the AFC, it would be the Chiefs versus Bills, and I have the Bills finally getting over the hump and beating the Chiefs. So I think this will be the start of the end to the Chiefs dynasty, and I think the Bills will kind of deliver that knockout punch, because they've been right there with them for years.
I have Bills versus Ravens, but obviously I have the Bills moving on between those two.
Mm-hmm. Now, Bills are also notorious for, not notorious, but they've also been blowing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they've been.
I think it's their moment.
Chiefs,
yeah.
And I think it's time for them to, like.
Yeah.
What is it, like, exercise their demons?
I don't know. It's their time to shine.
Yeah.
Like, I just think they have it. I clearly think they have it. But in the NFC, I have Packers versus versus Eagles, with the Eagles moving on to the Super Bowl again.
So, I actually think, I have a headcanon for this, right? So...
You're not about to say what I think you're gonna...
No,
okay.
I'm not. The NFC East hates each other. So I imagine this being a really close, hard-fought game with, like, the fans throwing insults on insults. The cities are close to each other.
Yeah.
Like, and Philly is gonna win by, like, 2 points with, like, a field goal, or they're gonna go into, like, a tiebreaker. Philly's gonna win. The whole city's basically gonna go on fire as people climb up lampposts. But the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Eagles versus Bills.
Okay. It's Eagles versus...
The horror Jamie had when she thought I had the Commanders moving on.
I
have some logic.
I was like, what are you thinking?
No, show by far.
Now, here it comes down to, who do we think is going to win the Super Bowl? Are we rooting for the underdogs? Or are we rooting for the team that has been winning?
I'm rooting for the Bills.
I am too!
Philly.
I'm rooting for the underdogs. I am fully going for them.
I don't even know if they're underdogs necessarily because they have been good, but the Eagles won last year for one. Two, they're in Philly, which I don't like Philly as a sports city. They're trying to come for Boston's title as the sports city, and they're nowhere close, but they're going to pretend they are. So, you know what? Buffalo deserves a ring. They're going to get it.
Boston is in a downward spiral right now, though.
No, we're not.
Yes, you
We
are.
won the championship last year.
You are. That's not last year. 2 years ago. Oh no, I guess it's still considered last year. Yeah, but look at your other teams. Look at your other teams.
The Red Sox aren't that bad, are they?
They're not the worst.
We have.
I'm mainly saying look at football and hockey. Look at football and hockey.
Our football team's supposed to get better.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees are back ahead of us. No.
Mm-hmm. I think she's just in denial that Boston's in a downward spiral right now. They can come back. They can come back. But this is not.
Honestly, not too worried about it because the Patriots, I think, are going to get better. We are a pretty young and experienced team. I think adding a few more pieces and we'll be back to being competitive. I think we already are competitive. I think we'll be more competitive. Celtics, honestly, I feel like everyone's saying they're going to be so bad and whatever, but like we have most of our core still there and we're injured, so I think we'll bounce right back next year.
I had them
Red
really
Sox
high
are
up.
not bad. Yeah, Red Sox aren't bad. Bruins,
I just don't think any of your teams are winning a championship next year or this year. And maybe even the year after that, depending. And I think most people could agree with me.
I also don't think we're going to win a championship. But how dare you say that, Jamie?
But anyways.
Anyway, Bills are winning the Super Bowl.
Bills are winning the Super Bowl. Those are our football predictions.
Acceptable, but New York team.
Yeah.
Other than the Mets. I don't really hate the Mets.
Because they're so far like north that it's fine.
Yeah. They're mostly Canada. Yeah. Honestly.
They're different. But anyways, those are our football predictions.
Are you out for it?
I thought I usually do now.
Well, we switched it.
Anyways, those were our football predictions. They're very weird and interesting, but we both came down to the Bills, and we'll see how that happens. Go follow us everywhere. What? Okay.
I know. So I went to we're doing hockey predictions next, right?
Uh-huh.
I switched to that bracket. So we're in. It's so messy.
Oh, God. Anyways.
And it's bad.
Go follow us on all of our socials. We have TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, Spotify. YouTube and Spotify have our long-form content just like the one you're watching. You have short-term form videos on TikTok and Instagram that are very funny. And Olivia gives very funny thoughts, any of her thoughts, on our Threads, Twitter, and Blue Sky. So go follow us, 2OJ Podcast, OJ Pod, 2OJ Pod, and see you next time, hopefully for whatever video is next in this order. Bye!